Hey everybody. A warm welcome Wednesday, July 3rd, July 4th Eve, not New Year's. What's going on everybody? So this stream is a little bit specific. I specifically wanted to focus on the Vic X. It's this voice that you're hearing right now. It's this really awesome multi-algorithm oscillator. And specifically what I wanted to do with it is I wanted to pass it through a bunch of filters that I have. Because there was some talk on Modular on what filters would pair well with it. So I have 3 of them. And what you're hearing right now is just its raw sort of flavor. It has a filter on it, actually, which is called Field. So I'll just play with that. And you can hear it's like a DJ style kind of thing, where if you turn it counterclockwise, it's a low pass. And turning it to the right is high pass. So I'm just going to keep it in the center while we play with our various filters. The 3 filters that I have today, I'll just turn this down while I talk, is the Belgrade. I have the Bone Saw from Animal Factory, and then I have the Lacrima Versio, which is, I think, a super undersold module, honestly. Like, Noise Engineering touts it as a sort of auto wah from hell, but I think it's awesome as far as saturation and filtration. So we'll do it in that order. We'll start with the Belgrade. So again, let's get us accustomed to the bass sound. I have no modulation going on. The only thing I have going on is this VCA input, which basically just turns it, gives it a little volume envelope, right? And then I'm sequencing it here with the basis, which is basically the volt per octave. I'm sequencing that off screen from the Hermod Plus. I can actually go an octave up and down with the Beast's chalkboard. We'll do that. So maybe we'll play with this as well. Back to where I had it. And then down an octave. Maybe down 2. Oh, can you hear that? Okay. We'll just stay here for now. So you're just going to hear the sound cut out while I switch filters here. So I'm hooking in the Belgrade. The Belgrade is mono, as is the Bone Saw, but we'll hear some stereo stuff going on with the Lacrima. Okay. So you got the Belgrade down here. What's really cool about this is, you have input level. This is a dual peak filter. So in addition to having your standard resonance, you have a balance between the 2 peaks and then a span, which tells you how far apart the peaks are. And then there's like about 10 different types of filter types. So let's start playing around. I'll try to talk less. Just turning it up a little bit on the end there. I don't want to distort it coming too much in, so I can raise it on my output. This is the second filter mode. Let's get some modulation into some of these parameters, because I feel like we're going to be doing that quite a bit. Let me just get some. I'm going to go for my trusty Zadars, which I often do. I'll turn the sound back up and we'll get that going. So first I'm going to go into my span. As well as my balance. Let's switch the filter mode. There's a lot of low end happening with this. So I'm gonna actually edge my DJ filter up a little bit. I just feel like the low end's like really almost distorting. So I'm just gonna go slightly higher on that field. Let's check out the next model. Also modulating my frequency modulation here, which the Belgrade is nice enough to have attenuators on it. Sounds nice. This one sounds a lot different. I've always wondered what these 3 switches were over here. I should look into that on the manual, but if anybody knows, please let me know. Let me just see if I can adjust my image here so you can see more of what the Belgrade is doing. It's very temperamental. Next mode. I'm just going to turn the Vic up in my DAW. It's like super quiet, right? because the Belgrade is dual peak, it's really nice for these sort of like higher resonance sweeps. It's really nice. Juicy. Let's go to the next one. Super cool. Here's the next one. I almost feel like I want to bring back in the low frequencies on this, because on these other modes I think we're losing a little bit, because it's kind of like high pass, where it's like one low pass and one sort of notch cut. Next one. Yeah, it's just kind of getting more thinned out now. And the last one. Super thinned out now. Hold on, let's see if we can get something out of it. Oh man. Yeah, there's a little bit. Cool. So I'll just cut the audio real quick. Cool. Now let's see what the next one in line is, the bone saw. This one's from Animal Factory, amplification. Super cool filter. I'm actually selling this one if anybody is interested. Let me just kind of reset this guy down. Okay, so it's you have multiple outs on this one. You have low pass, high pass, and band pass out. And it has a drive too, which we'll no doubt start using. Yeah, as you can see, totally different character. It's really kind of... So we'll start with it all the way open, and I'll just kind of drive it just so you can see what that sort of does. I'm going to take my output down a little bit. Yeah, Schmooster, it does sound like IME, right? Like, so there's all these different algorithms on the Vic, and I believe I'm on the sort of wavetable-y one, which is over here. It's sort of 2-2. You can kind of see if I tilt the camera just so, hopefully you can see that. Over here there's like these kind of sliders, and I've got them on 2-2, so you can kind of have it 1-1, 1-2, 1-3 kind of thing, if that makes sense. So there's 9 possible algorithms to choose from, just, you know, in case people are checking this out on Modular later, whatever it is. Cool. Let's proceed. So I'm going to start driving this, which is over here. I've got the frequency all the way up. So maybe when I get a good drive, then I'll kind of turn the frequency down and kind of go from there. The resonance goes crazy really fast on this one. I'm going to delete some low end again from my field. Just a touch. FM amount that I can play with. Gets really gnarly, real fast. As well as this feature over here is FM fades. Add that bass back in. Cool. I'm just gonna kill the sound real quick again. And let's try the band pass out. Yeah, it's getting pretty gritty. Gotta be careful with the drive, unless you want to like just totally destroy your sound, you know? Which you might. Cool. All right, let's try the high pass. I think we know what this is gonna sound like. It's actually pretty nice. Yeah, it's like with the resonance, like almost at noon, it's already like totally pinging out. It's just super temperamental, this one. It's so cool. 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 So I'm just going to swap out the sound one more time. This time we're going to go into the Lacrima. For this one, this is a stereo module, and the Vic is stereo as well. So I'm just going to patch my left and right channels. And I will adjust my camera so you can see better. Cool. So the Lacrima is this guy right over here. And I will patch out. So that's just the one channel. I'm just going to try to reset. I have kind of like an effects chain kind of thing going on here. So just to explain, I have the Lacrima going into the polydactyl, going into right now the Electus. I've turned the blend, which is basically the dry wet mix of the Electus, completely down, and I have the polydactyl, like just everything set at noon, which is kind of like its default position. So it's going to be passing through there, but not being affected by them. So I'm going to turn up the Vic again, and we'll start playing with the Lacrima. Turn up the blend. Whoa! Okay, the Q was set up pretty high. you're kind of hearing like a delay, but I think it's just because this is the first time we're hearing this module as stereo. So you're actually hearing, there's an internal effect on the Vic. So I've got the mix turned up about 50% and a little bit going under the feedback. Let's see what happens when I turn the mix down. You probably just hear just the basic sound though. Right. Yeah, so it's kind of like this stereo effect that's happening. It's interesting. Nice to have a little bit of those effects in there. I'm going to turn that back up. In addition, the Lacrima has this noise engineering chorus on it, so there's like a 1 and a 2 mode. Here's 1. So I don't know if you can hear that. Here's it off again. And then 1. And then I'll go to 2. That'll be more obvious. Yeah. Here's back to 1. I usually have this off. I don't particularly prefer to have that on there, but it's there, you know. So just for fun, let's play with the polydactyl from here. Kind of like these settings that I have dialed in. The polydactyl is basically like Ableton's version of OTT. So you can, there's compression. It's a dynamics processor. Let's say we like that. Let's pass it into the Electus now, turning up the blend. I'm actually going to turn down my master beats per minute. Master beats per minute. I mean my master tempo. Hello. Master beats per minute. Now we're getting into some Doom territory. It's great. Should we try a different algorithm? Let me go to 3-2. Let's see what this one is. Start playing with some of the controls. Super noisy. Wow. Good way to play with the Vic is just kind of put everything back to counterclockwise, except for span. I feel like that kind of wants to be at noon and then field at noon, right? Because that's your filter. Let's see what we got. All right. Let's get some modulation going on the Vic itself. Oh yeah. It's talking now. It's talking now. Maybe into the warp? Let's see what happens. Modulating this again with my Zadar. Trusty Zadar that I use all the time. Maybe go up an octave on the Beast's chalkboard. That feels a bit better, right? Just put something into span, turn that down. Just gonna go for like 1 volt. Let's almost do the same thing with the fuse. Yes, sound of the end of the world right here. Seeing what fuse does by itself. Let's go all the way wet as far as the effects on the Vic. Okay, let's pick a different algorithm. See what's going on in 3-3. That's cool. Cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to show today. Bit of a shorter stream, I guess, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a shootout with these 3 filters. I'm a big fan of the Lacrima in particular. Like I said, I'm selling the bone saw actually, so DM me if you want to check that out. We can work something out. Yeah, and I think the Belgrade is awesome as well. It would be killer if it was stereo, but that's not the world that we live in, but that's fine. It has so many different modes that you can play around with. I just felt like for me on my system, there's a bit of an overlap with the bone saw, or I just kind of don't need that level of destruction. But if you do, it could be perfect for your system. Anyway, would love if you guys follow me on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. If you just type in metamyther, I'm on there. Hope to be streaming with EMS a bit more in the future. I'm trying to do at least a stream a week right now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it and got something out of this. I'll talk to you next time. See you later.